to get better self-worth, drop what drops you. This video is about one way of improving low self-worth. Many think that a road to a better self-worth consists of doing some positive things for yourself or inducing more positive thoughts. If this has worked for you, good, then maybe this video is not for you. But what I've seen in my work as a psychologist is that this does not work for most of my clients. They will have tried multiple ways of trying to improve how they feel about themselves, but without much success. I do get why they thought that way, that adding something positive to the mix should work, just like in math, when plus cancels out the minus. So why didn't it work for them? Why didn't it cancel out their low self-worth? In psychology, we often find that the logics of math don't apply, that you cannot cancel out low self-worth with just doing more positives, but that we instead need to adopt the approach of reducing the negatives. We need to look at what is causing your self-worth to stay low, and by reducing that, working on that, you'll have a better shot at truly increasing your self-worth. This is also why I call this strategy Drop What Drops You. So what does it contain? First, we find out what might be keeping you down. Remember, we're not trying to add here, we're trying to reduce. One of the major players in my book of what can keep your self-worth low is anxiety. This can be worry anxiety or social anxiety or other forms. When we're struggling with anxiety, it will not only affect our thoughts, but also the way that we live. Anxiety is often related to perfectionistic behaviors, pleasing behaviors, or staying away from certain experiences or challenges. This can have great impact on your self-worth. In order to have a good self-worth, we need to feel like we're able to do the things we would like, at least in the level of what's normal. Anxiety will often affect our level of functioning, making it more difficult for us to cope with whatever life brings. It can make it more difficult to assess situations and to have a realistic outlook. As such, it can hold many of us back and limit our capabilities. For some, it does not hold them back, but instead, it just makes their life really, really hard. If you want to improve your low self-worth, getting help with anxiety is key. If you're battling fearful thoughts daily and have feelings of almost intolerable uneasiness in situations, then achieving the stability that a good self-worth takes is almost impossible. Or at least I find that anxiety needs to be addressed before embarking on heightening your self-worth. So drop what drops you just refers to how I look at it, that you should prioritize getting help with reducing your anxiety first. When we're working on ourselves, it's important to set goals that we are able to reach. If you're struggling with anxiety, it will be difficult to raise your self-worth at the same time. Trying anyways will likely lead you to feel frustrated and unsuccessful. So instead of trying to do more positives, take a look at what might be holding you back and work on that first. Most of the clients that I see with anxiety will have their self-worth affected by it, and helping them lower their anxiety gives them the stability to be able to successfully work on their low self-worth. Of course, working on anxiety is not just so. This is not the point of the video. Working on reducing anxiety can be difficult and is often helped out by going to therapy. So my point is not that you should just fix anxiety. My point is that if you want to increase your self-worth, know that this can be one of the things holding you back, and that many find that reducing this first is the key to success. I think this was all we had time for. What was your takeaway from today's video? As always, feel free to take away the information you can use, if any, and leave the rest. Hopefully you found that today's topic made sense and I did not waste your time. Please like and subscribe so my channel can grow. Take care and see you for the next one.